Well, we're over the hump for Chapter 5. We have this one and 2 more sections to cover. The rules for dividing decimal numbers is very much like long division, except there's a couple more rules. Your divisor can never contain a decimal. It must always be a whole number. If you must move the decimal in your divisor, you have to move the decimal the same number of times in your dividend. Now, it can look like this. Your divisor, your dividend divided by your divisor. It could also look like this. Your dividend divided by your divisor. Or it could also look like this. Your divisor divided into your dividend. And remember, the answer is always called your quotient. So the answer of a divide problem is your quotient. The divisor is the number you're dividing by. The dividend is the number you're dividing into. Quotient is the answer of a division problem. A repeat bar is a bar placed over the part of a decimal that repeats. Okay, so here we go. And I'm not going to use the calculator for this because you need to remember how to do this. This is your divisor. We put it first, and since our divisor has no decimal, that's a bunch of D's, but since our divisor has no decimal, we just carry our decimal up into our answer, and then we ignore it. 7 doesn't go into 2, but 7 does go into 27 3 times. 3 times 7 is 21. We subtract. 7 minus 1 is 6. 2 minus 2 is nothing, so we don't have to worry about that. Bring down our 0. 7 goes into 60 8 times. 8 times 7 is 56. We have to subtract. That gives us a 4. And we bring our 2 down. 7 goes into 42 6 times. So minus 42. And we have no remainder. If you have problems with this, ask. Now, this divisor, again, has no decimal. So all I have to do is bring the decimal up into my quotient. 32 does not go into 8, but it will go into 83, and I am guessing 2 times. 2 times 1 is 4, 2 times 2 is 4, 2 times 3 is 6, and then we have to subtract. 3 minus 4 doesn't work, so steal 1 from here, it makes it a 7. And 13 minus 4 leaves us 9. And notice we're not using our decimal. 7 minus 6 is 1. And then 2. I don't outright know how many times 32 goes into 192, but I'm going to cover up my 2 here, and I'm going to cover up one digit here. 3 goes into 19 about 6 times. So right over here, I'm going to take 32 times 6. 6 times 2 is 12, carry 1, 18, 19. Yahoo! That one wasn't so bad. Okay, so this answer is 26. Now we're getting into some problems. Yahoo! Notice I'm not carrying my decimal straight up because I got a decimal in my divisor. I have to move it to the right one time, which means I have to move this one to the right one time. And I carry the decimal straight up into my quotient now. 23 goes into 107. Well, I'm not sure. I'm going to cover up one digit here and cover up one digit here. 2 goes into 10 approximately 5 times. So I'm going to take 23 times 5. That's 15, carry 1, 11. Whoops, that's too big. So I've got to subtract 23. 5 minus 3 is 2. 11 minus 2 is 9. So instead of 5 times, it will go 4 times. And we subtract 92. So 7 minus 2 is 5. 10 minus 9 is 1. Carry down our 6. I'm gonna well, if I cover up my 3 here and I cover up my 6 here, 2 goes into 15 about 7 times. So I'm going to take 23 times 7. 7 times 3 is 21, carry 2, that's 14, 15, 16. That's too big. So minus 23, or we could just times by 6. That's got to steal 1, that makes that a 5, and that 11, so it's 8. And 15 minus 2 is 13, so 138. And let me check that on a calculator just to make for sure. 23 times 6 is 138. And we subtract. Steal 1 from here, add it here. 16 minus 8 is 8. 4 minus 3 is 1. 1 minus 1 is nothing. Bring down our 4. So I'm going to see if 23 times 8 works. So 8 times 3 is 24. Carry 2. 16, 17, 18. Yay! It worked. Oh, by the way, I forgot to bring our 6 over here. And then I put an 8 at the end. And minus 184 goes to none. Are you getting the idea? I hope so. Now, 11.5 into 5.98. Notice I did not put the negative. You just carry the negative into your answer. Bring your 5 over, or bring your decimal to the other side of the 5, so it means you move this decimal, carry it up. And I think that this will go 4 times. So we take 115 times 4, that's 0, carry 2, 4, 5, 6, and 4. Let's add 115 one more time and see if that works. So 5, 7, 5, and it does. But there is an issue. I don't know if you caught it. So when we minus 5, 7, 5, we have a remainder and no more numbers after our last decimal place. So when this happens, we add a couple of zeros. Okay? Now, 115 times 2 gives us 230. Yay! So minus 230. Is it okay that we didn't use this last 0? Yes, it is. So this answer looks like negative 0.52. And now we've got something new happening. Our dividend only has 1 decimal place, while our divisor has 2 decimal places. So we move it 2 times still, but we replace that empty spot with a 0. And just in case, I'm going to put a couple more zeros at the end. So now 48 doesn't go into 1, 48 doesn't go into 7, 48 does go into 175. How many times? I don't really know. So 48 is really close to a 5. So I'm just going to cover that up and think of that 4 as a 5. And cover up, here we go, the 5 here. Well, my finger is too big for the video. Here we go. There we go. 5 will go into 17 approximately 3 times. So what I want to do is take 48 times 3, that is 24, carry 2, 12, 13, 14, and this is small enough that it still goes into here. Then I subtract, that's 1 and 3, nothing, bring down the 0, and 5 will go into 31 approximately 6 times. So I'm going to take 48 times 6, and it gives me 48, carry to 4, 24, 28, and 288 is still smaller than 48, or 310, sorry about that. Oh, by the way, I forgot this too. Now 6, so minus 288. Well, we steal 1 from the 3, that makes it a 2. That makes that 11. Steal 1 from that is 10. And 10 minus 8 is 2. 10 minus 8 is 2. 2 minus 2 is nothing. Bring down a 0. This problem just loves to keep on giving. Aren't you so happy? Now, I am thinking it'll go 4 times. So we take 48 times 4, and that's 32, carry the 3, 16, 19. And if I add 40, almost 50 to this, it'll go higher than the 220. So we put a 4 here, and minus 192, and this is icky. Steal 1 here, it's a 1, add to there, steal 1 again, that's 11, and that's 10. 10 minus 2 is 8. 11 minus 9 is 2. And 1 minus 1 is nothing. And we bring the 0 down. It won't go 6 times because that puts it too big. So we know it will go 5 times, and we haven't multiplied by 5 yet. And I'm going to cheat a little bit. 48 times 5 on the calculator is 240. And that leaves us a 4, 0, and we've got to add another 0, so that's 400. And I'm going to cheat a little bit more. 400 divided by 48 goes 8 whole times. So now I take 8 times 48 on my calculator, and that's 384. And I minus 400, and that gives me 16. Oh my goodness. At some point this is going to say to round. But just in case, we're going to have to put another 0. I'm just going to do this one more time. Most likely this problem will tell you to round. So 160 divided by 48. Notice it gives you 3.0 3 repeated forever. So it went 3 whole times. So you take 48 times 3, and that's 144. So minus 144. And that's gross. So minus 160. And it gives us, oh sweet, it gave us a 16 again. So, whoops, and I forgot to put my 3 back here. So that would repeat. So the thing that repeats, you put a bar over. So that would be a repeated 3. Now, remember in 5.3 I said when you divide by powers of 10, you move the decimal place to the left, and in this case, however many zeros it has, because it says divide. So if I take 10 divided into 569.2, watch what happens. 10 goes into 56 5 times, so we minus 50. That's 6. Bring down our 9. 10 goes into 69 6 times, so minus 60. Bring our 9 down, and now bring our 2 down. 10 goes into 92 9 times, so minus 90. Leaves 2. Whoops, we got to put a 0. Bring down a 0. And 10 goes into 20 2 times, so minus 20 because the big fat nothing at the end. So dividing by a 0, we move the decimal to the left however many times we have zeros. So on this one, 2 zeros, so 1 2 places, so that's 5.692. And on number H, 1 2 3, so 1 2 3, so 0.5692. Alright, evaluate x divided by y when x is 2.5 and y is 0.05. So I'm just going to automatically put my 0.05 because I know that my divisor goes first when I do long division. And 2.5, no decimal in the divisor, so 1 2 1 2. Fill that with a 0, put a dot up top. 5 goes into 25 5 times. Ruh-roh, I have a 0 left, and 5 goes into nothing times. Okay? A gallon of paint covers 250 square feet of area. If you wish to paint a room with 2 walls that are 24 by 9 feet and 2 walls that are 22 by 9 feet, how many gallons of paint will you need? Well, we got to find our area. And we have 2 walls that are 24 by 9, and we have 2 walls that are 22 by 9. So what we do is we times. So, and I'm going to cheat with the calculator a little bit. I'm going to take 24 times 9. That gives me 216, but I've got 2 of these, so I'm going to add another one. So I'm going to say plus 216 again. That gives me 432. Now, for this set of walls, I got 22 times 9. That's 198. But I also have another one. So plus 198 gives me 396. So my total area is equal to 432 plus 396, so plus 432 My total area is 828 square feet. Now, the problem here, this gallon of paint only covers 250 square feet. So we take, in our calculator, 828 divided by 250. So, 828 divided by 250 gives us 3.312 gallons. This is the answer for part A. Now part B says how much would it cost if the paint you like costs $15.97 a gallon. You take the answer for part A and you times it by 15.97. So, times 15.97. Notice I didn't erase it. I didn't type in the 3.312 again. All I did was hit times and then 15.97, enter. We have $52, but we have to only have 2 decimal places. So 8, 9, and then the next digit is 2. Smaller than 5, you just knock those off. So we have 89 cents.